Alright guys, so I just finished down spooling this reel and you can see all the corrosion buildup on it. I mean, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this down, clean it up, and then I'm going to show you how I can protect it. So.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I got a line. I'ma call the whole team.
Alright guys.
Do you go live or you just
I record, but at the same time too, I try to keep it like as realistic as possible without a bunch of music to cover up all the speaking.
Right.
Alright, so what I've done first is knocked off the big stuff. I'm not trying to use the screwdriver too much because I don't want to scratch any more anodizing on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I got some green Scotch-Brite coming through, and that way I can get that off.
Oh, that's where. What size would you put on that reel?
Oh, that thing will handle anything. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some Corrosion X on it just to get it to kind of start breaking apart before I take some green Scotch-Brite to it. And I'm spinning the spool just so it don't drip off. I'd rather keep it in place as much as possible, so I'll do this for a little bit.
What's that stuff you spray on?
Corrosion X. It eats up corrosion, but at the same time too, it's lubricating it so that way I can, once I take the Scotch-Brite to it, it's penetrating all the way into the pores.
Does that one have a little rubber pad on there where you start off with, or you gotta put tape on it to start off? No?
Nope. It has a little nipple for you to tie to, but I don't like tying. I tie knots straight to the spool that grip.
Oh, okay.
So I don't need any tape or any mono. And actually I did a video the other day where I proved that my knot works if it's tied correctly.
Right.
Because once I engage it and try to crank on it, it kept spinning.
Oh.
It was instantly, it shows you that it's not working.
Right.
When you tie it correctly, as soon as I engaged it,
It grabs it.
it grabbed and click, 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 click.
Badass.
Oh yeah. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's see. All right. So now I got some green Scotch-Brite, and I'm gonna just lightly scrub it with the lubricant on there, so that way it can break away all the corrosion off of it, but also get into the pores as deep as we can go without sandblasting it, obviously. But I seriously think it got like this because the way you spooled it. All that gappage, basically, it allowed the salt water to get deep down in there.
And at that point, the proper way to clean it is you just despool it, right? And clean it.
Yeah, you have to despool it and then clean all the braid on the way in if you keep doing it like that. But the way I'm going to spool it, you should not have this problem anymore. Because it's going to be locked in, you know. It'd have to go through that much more layers to go through instead of all the gap where it was all the gaps. I mean, you created holes for it to just seep down into it. Yeah. Alright guys, so I finally got it all clean, and we know it's clean because you don't see any white up in there. So now what I need to do is coat this, and I've already cleaned it with my brake cleaner because that will absorb and clean out any of the oils and greases in there and so forth. So yeah. Alright guys, so now that I've got my coating on there, now I can start attaching my line. But that's the way I normally do it. Some black magic marker, give it a few coats, and you're good to go. So.